Hey guys, Jonathan Doyle with you once again. Welcome to the Daily Message. Please hit that big subscribe button. Makes a big difference wherever you're seeing this on YouTube or you're on the podcast version. Hit the subscribe button, makes a big difference, and make sure that keep getting to share this content with as many people as possible. And also there is a link to grab a free copy of my book, Bridging the Gap. So you'll find that link wherever you're listening or watching. Hit that link, grab yourself free access to my book, Bridging the Gap. It's where I lay out kind of 8 core principles that we all want to be thinking about on a regular basis for creating change in our lives. Today, we're going to share another coat. We're going to share a coat. If you don't have a coat, you have come to the right place. We're actually going to share a quote from Stephen Covey. We shared one from him last week. One of the real giants of peak performance, personal development, sort of started off a real new wave of this stuff in the 80s and 90s. So today he's going to share with us something important about our environment and our response to it. Let's do it. I am not a product of my circumstances. I'm a product of my decisions. All right, this one pushes back against something that's really, I think, dominating our culture at the moment globally. It's the culture of victimhood. It's the culture of if something good is happening in your life, it's because you're brilliant. And if something bad is happening in your life, it's because someone else is doing it to you. Let's not minimize the reality of evil, the reality of, bad things happen. There is structural injustice in the world, no doubt about that. But I think we've probably seen the pendulum swing so far the other way, haven't we? To the point where if anything's going wrong, it must be somebody else's fault. What Covey's reminding us of here today is simply this. We're not a product of our circumstances, we're a product of our decisions. It's not a comfortable thought because it is more comforting to believe that if we're not where we want to be, if we're not operating at the level we want to operate at, it's because it's somebody else's fault or there's some kind of problem in the system that if we could just overcome it, then everything will be different. Of course, when you take that option in life, you're immediately disempowered. If I take that option in life, I'm immediately disempowered because the ability to respond, the ability to come up with creative responses is taken away from me because I've externalized the problem. So, can you imagine the impact upon our lives if we actually began to think, well, it's not about the circumstance, it's about the choices I'm making in the circumstance. And of course, there's so many examples of this, right? You've got people like Viktor Frankl in his famous book, Man's Search for Meaning. He's in Auschwitz, he survives the Holocaust. But you begin to see how his choices and decisions are fundamentally different to many of those people around him. It's a unique human ability. Exactly why some people get this right and so many people struggle with it is a genuine mystery. It's a mix of life experiences, genetics, epigenetics. It's hard to know. But I'm putting it on your radar just as you go through your day to be thinking about this, to be thinking about the truth that it isn't so much your circumstance, it's your decisions that are shaping reality. It's hard. This is a hard saying because our decisions run from everything from health, fitness, diet, exercise, relationships, how hard we work or don't work, the choices and risks that we take. There's a lot of variables, but the good news is that they are variables. And if they're variables, you can respond to them. You can make different choices. Okay, you're not completely at the risk and mercy of your environment. You really can do different things. As some of you know, I've been coaching again. I've been coaching a sporting team, and you really see it up close. You see a group of people who've ostensibly, on the surface, have got the same set of goals, but then you discover that everybody there is quite different. So if it's raining, if it's cold, you just start to notice different responses to the same set of circumstances. It's really quite remarkable, just what we are as humans, and the way that so many of us just disempower ourselves by empowering the circumstance and disempowering our ability to make responses and choices. All right? Is this helping? If you're going through a difficult time at the moment, as I often say, do an audit. Look into your circumstance and say, yes, this is difficult, but where am I giving my power away? Where am I surrendering my energy and my beliefs and my hope to something outside of myself? All right, that's it. Please make sure you've subscribed, grab a free copy of my book, Bridging the Gap, and I'm going to have another message for you tomorrow.